What's going on, guys? It's Luke Santos here with Vital MX. Today we are out at Fox Raceway riding the 2024 RM-Z250, and we actually have the RM rebates going on. So for this bike, we were able to get the parts and the accessories. So you get the Pro Circuit pipe and then also the graphics. So this is something the standard consumer, when they buy the bike, they can send their rebate back in and these parts get shipped to you. So that's something really cool because obviously it adds some nice looks to the bike, but then the Pro Circuit does add a bit throughout all. So I noticed a bit more over rev and it seems like it pulls a bit longer. I feel like the harder you ride this bike, the more you scream it, the better the chassis works, the more power you're able to make, and ultimately the more fun it is to ride. So in the beginning of the day, I was almost riding it like a 450 and trying to be smooth on the bike, and then after we took a little break, I got more aggressive with it and I really started to kind of let the bike sing. And that's what I noticed to really help my riding, have more fun on it, and made me more comfortable. So you can ride the crap out of these bikes, and the harder you ride them, the better they perform, which then in turn, your chassis is gonna work better and it all ends up relating quite well. Going into today, I had no idea what to expect. I've actually never rode a Suzuki, so I was pretty excited. And now at the end of the day, I understand why I was excited. This bike handles so well. You are able to get into a rut and it stays and it feels so stable. And to elaborate on that a little bit, some bikes, when you almost can overreact too much or underreact, and so you're either gonna kind of lean and fall or you're gonna push in and then it's gonna stand up. Where this bike felt so comfortable underneath you and you could really go into the corner and it would be nice and stable, and then you drive out straight, where it's hard to find that type of balance on other bikes. So that is something that when looking at this bike, and if you're thinking about buying one or you wanna build one or something, you're starting with a really good platform that it's balanced and it handles and turns like a dream. After spending a lot of time riding air forks over the last couple of years, it's nice to mix it up and ride a spring fork. And today was kind of a true testament to that. So I feel like it is stock valving and springs and everything like that, setting it up for yourself, set the sag. And for me, it was almost like a turnkey ready setup. While it wasn't too rough, it did feel like it had pretty good hold up, and the initial was really plush, right? So those are kind of the two basic things that you're looking for. And while you might not be in that specific criteria where the stock springs work for you and you need to adjust them, I do still feel like you get a really good base platform to work with here, and they handle really good. So it's not a rigid feel or pushing back at you or anything like that. The fork initial is really plush and it allows you to still ride the bike pretty hard. And for me, I didn't notice at any point today where I was bottoming or needed more out of the suspension for more hold up at least. After riding a few different bikes throughout the last year, it's pretty notable, like right when you get on a bike, how it feels underneath you, how the cockpit feels. And this one feels pretty narrow to me. I like to be able to move it around and feel like you have control of it. I didn't feel like I was riding in the bike, rather up on top of it, and was able to kind of dictate where I went and how I did it versus letting the bike control me. So that was really nice. Being able to use your legs and manipulate the bike to how you need it to react is really good. A couple other little things that I did notice that I kind of worked on throughout the day was I didn't feel like the brakes were the best. I've spent a lot of time on Brembo brakes. Those are known to be very good. The Nissan isn't as strong as that. You do have a good feel, and it builds nicely in your hand and your foot, but I feel like the overall stopping power is not the same as what I'm used to. So that's something that I would work on. The Renthal fat bar that does come stock on it is a little bit narrow for my liking. So any fast sections, you might feel like a little head shaky or less control. So that's something I would change. And, to wrap it up, I think overall though, this was a fun bike. You can scream this thing around. The harder you ride it, more power it builds. And it's really cool to get the Pro Circuit and the graphics with the RM rebate that they've got going on. And Man, if you guys like this content, like and subscribe, and keep checking back for more.